everybody, and welcome to this week's Cruise Chat. I'm Kathleen Penner, owner of Plenty of Sunshine Travel, and today I'm joined by Hillary, and Hillary is from Avalon Waterways. I am really delighted to meet with you again. We've met several times. I think this is at least our third time, and I've met with other people in the company a
Yes.
few times as well. So go back and look at our playlist, because I have a playlist for each of the cruises I meet with. There is some fabulous information there. But make sure you stay here because we've got some exciting things to talk about today. So over to you, Hillary.
Thank you, Kathleen. Hello, everyone. I hope everybody's doing well. Thank you for joining Kathleen and myself today. And as Kathleen mentioned, I am here to present Avalon Waterways. Here we go. So I just want to talk a little bit about the river cruising, that we are the youngest fleet on the water. Our average age is 8 years. We do not refurbish our ships. We do not rebuild our ships. We only build new ships. We are part of a family. We are part of the Globus family of brands, which is wonderful. It shows pure partnership between all. And really, Avalon truly is a reinvented river cruise ship. There's no other fleet of river cruise ships offers you a view of the world like Avalon Suite ships, featuring Avalon Panorama Suites. 30% of are larger than the industry out there. You have to remember when you're looking at state river cruising, the ships are built the same with width and height. What Avalon Waterways has done is, and I'll show you in the next couple of slides, is we've really pushed the walls out to have that 200 square foot stateroom, 11 by 7 open air balcony, really letting the outside in. So when you have that balcony actually takes away from your stateroom. So again, what Avalon Waterways has done, we've pushed the walls out to have a full 200 square foot staterooms. So we're 30% larger than the industry out there. And then, of course, you know, we've mastered the art of blending luxury with comfort and now blurring the lines between the outside and the in as well.
Yeah, I love that because I mean, that's what you're there for. You're there for the views. You're there for the countries you're going to be visiting. So why not wake up to that beautiful panoramic view of the whole area instead of it having it blocked off?
Absolutely. Absolutely. And again, here, just look at this picture on the left. So if you were to have the stateroom or the balcony on top of the stateroom, as I said, that makes your stateroom smaller, but you can't make it any bigger because as I mentioned, all ships are built the same width and height. And this is the ships going through the locks. They cannot be any wider. And then going under the bridges, they cannot be any taller.
Goodness. Wow. So
again, what Avalon Waterways has done is pushing the wall out actually allows us to have the bed facing the view as well. So, and you have to remember if you're looking at, for example, a balcony, you have walls on each side. Avalon Waterways right here, look at this. This is our stateroom. There is no wall obstructing the view when looking outside. It is an absolutely dreamy view. It's, you know, it's your retreat. It's your suite. You'll never miss a moment of an ever-changing view when it comes to Avalon Waterways, especially with the beds facing the view as well. Think of it as a view with a room.
Yeah,
how about that?
Absolutely.
Right?
Yes.
Yeah. So again, history happened by the waters. There's not much to look at when you're staring at a wall. You know, it's nice to actually have the beds facing the view.
I mean, waking up to that, you can't beat that.
No, absolutely not. The only thing I will tell a little joke here is I'm sure that anyone that's been on a river cruise that keep the blinds closed.
At night,
everybody's nosy in this world, and you know they're always like, "Oh, what's happening in that ship?" Oh, and then if it's early in the morning, depending if you're sleeping in your birthday suit or you know,
there you go.
Whatever you're doing in your stateroom, just make sure the windows are closed because you're right in the heart of the city and the town. So,
oh goodness, yes,
so just to keep that in mind as well. So our bathrooms, they're marble bathrooms, L'Occitane products. And the great thing about with that bed facing the view, it actually allows us to enlarge in our bathroom as well. So our bathroom is larger than most bathrooms out there. We have we have our firmness, exclusive comfort collection in our beds, and pillow top choices from the plushiest of the bath towels. And we have our premium L'Occitane product that are with our marble countertops. So again, the bathroom is just as beautiful and as unique as the rest of the stateroom as well. And, there's many places to sit and relax. We've got you can go throughout the ship by having the largest rooms in the river cruising. Just think larger rooms, again, means less passengers, less can fit on the ship, which equals less passengers as well. So we're able to offer you ample space to really stretch out and enjoy your experiences from the outdoor observation, which I'll show you in a few slides, from our elegant panorama lounges where you're surrounded by endless views and changing scenic vistas. And don't worry, because there are fewer passengers and there's ample place for you to enjoy. So again, here's just our panorama lounge, a view from our panorama lounge. Then I have
doesn't that just look like a TV screen? Like it looks like it's just beautiful TV, and it's like, okay, this is kind of what we're going to see, but no, that is what you're seeing.
That is exactly what you are seeing. And Kathleen, one of the questions that I get is, what's the best side to be on your ship? Honestly,
on
all
the ship,
sides.
anywhere.
It's a panoramic view. No matter where you're sitting, you will always have a panoramic view.
Goodness.
So you're going to get the exact same view on the opposite side. So again, lots of ample place for our passengers to sit as well. We also have our club lounge, which is the back of the ship. I like to call this our R&R lounge, where you can relax, rest, complimentary coffee in the back and the front of the ships as well. Lavazza coffee, cappuccino, espresso, mochaccino, all available. Complimentary fresh baked cookies, danishes, fruit. It's all available as well. And back here you have some games, as well as there are some books as well. Then we also have our outside lounge. And again, this is, this is our observation lounge, which is beautiful as well. So the nice thing about the observation lounge is, yes, it's covered at the top, that if it rains or any weather, but it's not fully covered at the front. So you're not fully staring through a glass. You'll always have that perfect view as well.
Wow, nice.
So with Avalon Waterways, big things come in small packages. We know that, right? It's like watching Deal or No Deal. Everyone seems to take the smaller package, right? So with fewer than 150 guests per cruise, you can rest assured that every inch of our ships is attended with famous attention to detail, including enhanced onboard protocols to help ensure the safe and healthy of the voyage for all. Our number one priority has always been the health and safety of our passengers. So that is, of course, key, which again, lower passenger count, high crew attention, which means higher guest satisfaction as well. We also have on board our Avalon Adventure host. He or she is there to guide you with fitness activities, active excursions, not taking anything away from our cruise directors. He or she is still there as well. But an adventure center can, help you with the gears to set up with your bicycle, your helmet. We also have Nordic walking sticks available. So again, they are there to help you with the adventure center. As well as helping you with included active excursions and on-board classes as well.
Beautiful.
And of course, when it comes to Avalon Waterways, we want you to feel home away from home. Avalon guests, we don't like to pamper we like to pamper our Avalon guests, but we never stuffy. We're never stuffy. We're relaxed. Luxury is the Avalon difference when it comes to Avalon.
Wonderful.
And of course, unlike ocean cruising, guests really get the plethora of the large-scale onboard entertainment and activities catering to hundreds of thousands of guests. River cruises are not built that way. Instead, river cruising itineraries are designed focused destination with local guides who help travelers experience and connect with the world around them. Most river cruising itineraries are also sail off the beaten path, visiting small fairy tale villages, quaint village squares, family-owned wineries, bakeries, restaurants along the way. Further cues are no news to the world's rivers. Avalon Waterways excursions typically accommodate smaller groups of guests at a time, providing every traveler an immersive and authentic experience.
That's incredible.
Thank you. And then, of course, on a river cruise, travelers are not at sea. River cruisings wind and bend through the heart of the fascinating countries, providing a panoramic view to the old world, always within a few feet of the shore on a river vessel. Travelers pass through cliff-top castles, hillside vineyards, ancient villages, capital cities every day and every night. So you always have easy access to the local hosts, immersive experiences, and even health and medical professional if needed. And then when it comes to our dining, we also have our flex dining. So we have our early riser breakfast. We have our late riser breakfast. We have a main buffet lunch, main buffet breakfast. Then you'll go off and you're going to have a morning city tour that is included. I'll go through that in the next couple of slides as well. Then you'll come back and you're going to have your lunch. Your lunch will consist of a buffet of endless pasta, salads, soups, fresh baked soups every day. And then we also have our sky grill for an al fresco favorite. And as I mentioned, continental breakfast via room service. We also have our picnic lunches for those independent onshore excursions. Then you're going to have your afternoon at leisure, and you're going to come back and you're going to have your dinner. And your dinner will consist of a soup, a salad, a main meal, and a dessert. And your main meal can be a chicken, a vegetarian, a red meat, a fish, whatever you would like, it's available for your clients. Multiple destinations, as I mentioned, where you can sit back, relax, have a 4-course dinner. You can also enjoy the Panorama Bistro, having your breakfast and your dining room, or you can have it in your stateroom as well. There's always dining venues, dining spaces for all passengers on board.
Lovely.
So Avalon shares the flavors of the world with the freshest local ingredients prepared by our talented chefs and served in a choice of venues on board. As part of the Avalon Insurance self-serve stations, including buffets, drinks, specialty coffees we spoke about earlier, snacks, even being replaced, as well as buffet breakfasts and lunches. We also have our a la carte dinner. So again, you can see the absolutely beautiful presentation when it comes to our tables as well with our meals. Also, complimentary beer, wine, and dinner are included with lunch and dinner, and it's regional wines. It's not house wines, it's regional wines. And brand new to us as well is happy hour is now on us during our port talk from 5:45 to 6:45. So that's another special feature that just started this year, the beginning of January. So something more exciting to share with everybody.
Amazing. That's really great.
We're very happy about it. I think, it just gives that little special touch. So, yes.
Yeah. And then you're learning about the port that you're going to be going to tomorrow as well. And you can kind of get an idea of what you want to see and do and hit. So that's
exactly. And dinner's from 7 to 8:30 p.m. So if you want to have, it is open seating, but it's not one seating. So if you want to go down at 8:30 in the evening, you can go down and have dinner at 8:30, or you can go down at 7 p.m.
Perfect.
When it comes to Avalon Waterways is all about choice. And when it comes to choice is our excursions. We have our classic, our discovery, and our active. Our classic is our must-see sites, where, and then discovery is more engaging. Maybe learn to paint a Monet or a Van Gogh, cooking classes in Vienna. And then we also have our active excursions. Not to say you need to be active to go on any of these excursions, but maybe you want to paddle down the Danube, canoe down the Danube, paddle down the Rhine, maybe take a jogging tour through Vienna, go on a bicycle tour. The options are always there. So with Avalon Waterways, we all can be on the exact same ship, Kathleen, and have a completely different experience.
That's great. That's really nice too, because like my husband really loves the active lifestyle. He's always running, jogging. He figures on a cruise, the more he does, the more he can eat. So it works out for him. So, that works for him. Whereas I'd be one that I'd be like, you know what, I want to take the cooking classes or really go in depth about that culture and learn more about it. So, being able to go and do different things, and then you meet at dinner and you just talk endlessly about your day is a great way to do it.
Absolutely. And when I say you do not need to be active, I actually did, I went on the Active and Discovery on the Danube, and I did a cruise from Spitz to Krems. And I hadn't been on a bike in 20 years, and I did not sleep the night before. And I thought, oh my God, how am I going to keep up with anyone? Oh, I was
am I going to fall?
Yep. What about the hills? And what about, I was really nervous. And I have to tell you, Kathleen, that's the day I fell in love with the itinerary. It was flat. We cycled down the Danube, stopped in Dürnstein. I get a drink, came back. We stopped by the Danube rivers. We were given a port, like a top, and there was one guide in the front, two in the middle, and one at the back. So you never felt you were left behind, or it was the day I fell in love with this itinerary.
That's great. And it's really more at your leisure then.
Absolutely.
Feeling like you have to keep up with the person, but they're just there for you. That's great.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah. So you never feel that you're at the back of the pack. Absolutely not. So, and then we also have, when it comes to Avalon Waterways, is we have our Avalon Go app. This is an augmented navigation system, which means you do not need data or Wi-Fi to use this. We have our e-documents on there, day-by-day itineraries on there. You can have information on local eateries, shopping, sightseeing, restaurants. You click on that tab and it'll take you right there and right back, just like Google Maps. And as I mentioned, you don't need Wi-Fi or data for that. Currency converters on there, social medias on there that you can upload your pictures. It's an absolutely wonderful app. Then we also have, we say that we have less passengers on our ship. However, you still want to hear everything. So when we have approximately 150 passengers on our ships, then we break you down into the excursions, and we break it down into groups, an average about 25 people per group. And then you get this called the Whisper. We call it Go Beyond, the Whisper. And you use your own earbuds with it, and you can hear exactly what the tour guide is saying. As long as you can go up to 500 meters away, which is half a kilometer. So once it's time to come back, and you've gone too far. But again, it's better than everyone being huddled as well. Have a seat on a bench and sit and listen. Or if you want to go buy that knickknack nearby, you can still hear what the tour guide is saying as well.
And that's good. That way you don't miss them as they go off on their own.
Exactly.
Like,
exactly. Yeah. So that is my little intro to Avalon Waterways. But we have many itineraries. We go over the Danube, the Rhine, the Moselle, the Seine. We have our active and discoveries as well as our classic itineraries. But today I just thought we would actually explore one of our itineraries, and the one we chose today was the Danube from Germany to the Black Sea. This is Germany's Black Forest. The Danube flows through nearly 1,800 miles over colorful scenery to the Black Sea. And on this multi-river cruise, you will enjoy traditions of timeless beauties on the Danube River from Germany to Austria, to discover the beauty and lure of the Balkan states of Croatia, Serbia, Bulgaria, and Romania.
Wow.
So I thought
robust.
What's that?
It's very robust. It's got a lot of great destinations.
Absolutely. So I just thought, we've spoken about Avalon, but I really want to take you through a day by day with Avalon Waterways on one of our cruises. So this itinerary, this is absolutely wonderful. We spoke about all your meals are included, complimentary bicycles on shore. onboard local entertainment. We also have Wi-Fi throughout the ship, and all your meals are included, breakfast, lunch, and dinner. We also spoke about wine and beers included with dinner as well, and of course, complimentary sparkling wine with breakfast. So just to keep that in mind, some little tidbits there as well. Okay, so the night prior is a transatlantic flight, which of course we're going to take, and then we're going to arrive in Deggendorf. And this is really, let me just get to here. So day one, Deggendorf is our embarkation. This is where we're going to be welcomed to Germany, and our sweet ship will be ready. And one of the features about Avalon Waterways is that you can actually arrive on our ship. Your stateroom may not be available till 4 p.m., but you can come in, you can put your luggage on, you can have something to eat, something to drink, rather than sitting in a hotel room waiting and waiting and waiting.
Right.
We want you exactly feel home away from home the moment that you leave. So again, you're more than welcome to explore our ship as well. And then we're going to enjoy dinner on our first evening on board, and then we're going to have our evening cruise to Passau. And here, day two, we're located on the border of Austria. Passau is known as the city of the three rivers, as in, is, and Danube all meet here among the rolling hills. It's a strategic position made in a city of great wealth from Roman to modern times, and its scenic landscapes and northern Italian city buildings making it a top destination in Germany. Also known as the Venice of Bavaria.
Okay.
And then we're going to overnight dock in Linz. Okay. Just a couple of a couple of photos, and I'm going to also share a couple of, remember I mentioned those excursions that are included, the classic, the classic, the active, and discovery. So I'm going to show you a couple of those excursions as well.
Great. Thank you.
So Passau, you're going to join a guided city walking tour, and you're going to learn more about the three rivers. And then we have our Schlogen Oxbow. This afternoon, cruise to Linz through the Danube's dramatic horseshoe bend called Schlogen Oxbow. This bend of the Danube is the river's famous horseshoe bend of one of the most photographed spots in the region.
And you can see why. That's gorgeous.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
it is. It's
very
unbelievable. Absolutely. It is. It's just gorgeous. You're right. And then day three, we're in Linz. So we're going to take a guided walk through the city's historic and beautiful sites along the shore of the Danube and see Hofplatz, Austria's largest medieval square, and the towering white marble Trinity column that you're looking at right on the right-hand side there. And then we're going to have our evening overnight cruise to Ibs. And an optional excursion. This is where we're going to have one of our optional excursions. I have two I'm going to show you here. And this is one of them. This is Salzburg. And this is, you consider a full day guided optional excursion to Salzburg. Salzburg is famous for four things. Do you know what they are, Kathleen?
No, I think, is it Salzburg where they had something to do with the Sound of Music, or am I totally off?
Yes, no, you got it. That's absolutely right. Yeah. Yes.
Okay.
So it's famous for its Baroque architecture and the general prettiness. Also, and it's all the old town is actually a UNESCO World Cultural Heritage Site.
Oh wow, the whole town. That's cool.
The whole town as the birthplace of Mozart.
Okay.
Right. The world's class Salzburg Festival is a series of opera, concerts, and theater performances during the summer, and the place where the movie Sound of the Music was shot. So there you go. Exactly. So you'll get all the ins and outs of hearing about Mozart's birthplace and all about his life. You'll hear all about the Sound of Music. So it's an absolutely wonderful excursion. I've done this excursion. And of course, everyone on the coach is, of course, singing one of the songs from Sound of Music. Okay. Oh my gosh, I can't think of it.
The Hills Are Alive. Is that one of the ones?
It could have been that one. I want to say that one, but but when you came back when then we were leaving, it's so long, farewell.
Oh, right.
It's time for me to say It was a lot of fun. It really, really, it's an
Yeah.
absolutely wonderful excursion. I recommend it. And then we also have an optional excursion to Cesky Krumlov. And this is a full day guided optional tour of this picturesque bohemian town of Cesky Krumlov. It's the historic center of Cesky Krumlov, in an outstanding example of small Central Europe. I mean, just look at the picture that we're speaking. Medieval town whose architectural heritage has remained intact thanks to the peaceful revolution of more than several centuries.
Wow.
So just look at that picture.
Yeah, and it's still got that
say
gorgeous
pictures say
bend.
1,000 words,
Wow.
but sorry, Kathleen?
It's got that gorgeous bend as well, where you can kind of meander along. That's beautiful.
Isn't it gorgeous? Absolutely gorgeous. So again, you know, this is really why I wanted to pick this itinerary. It's just the beauty, the history. It's just unbelievable. So and then, of course, day 4 in Ibs, which is going to have an excursion from Melk to Washoe Valley, which is one of the famous valleys. So you're going to visit the lower Austrian, little town of Ibs, and admire the fine architecture of Babenberger and its romantic old town. So you can really see the difference. I'm going to go back from, you know, the towns, right? There's a big difference. And then we're going to overnight cruise to Vienna. And then we have Babenbergerhof, and this was built as a free house, a mansion, in place of one of the 4 city gates of Ibs, the Wiener Tor, which led into the Ibs suburb of Engern. So it was built on the foundation of a much older medieval building. The mighty building stood directly on the city's wall, close to the water-bearing city moat and close to Vienna's gate.
Beautiful. My goodness.
I tell you, you know, Europe, every building tells a story. It's unbelievable.
My goodness, yeah. And my father is originally from Austria. So it'd be really neat for him to get back there and just, you know, to tour around. I think he's only been back once, maybe twice in his life. He came over to Canada when he was 10.
Oh, wow.
So he doesn't remember, you know, as much, but just little things. He's like, oh, that looks kind of familiar. And then it pulls that recess.
Yes.
It's amazing. Yeah.
You need to take him on a river cruise, Kathleen.
I sure do. Yes, absolutely.
Right? And then, of course, Melks, the Benedictine Abbey. You're going to take a guided tour of Melk's magnificent Benedict Abbey, which we're looking at right now. This is the marvel of its frescoed ceilings, statues, incredible library, and ornate pipe organ. The Benedict Abbey actually was founded in 1089. And Melk has been a cultural and spiritual center of Austria's ever since. Monks have continually lived and worked in the Melk Abbey for over 900 years.
Incredible. The history.
So, it's amazing to look at this beautiful building, and you would think it's modern, and it was actually built in 1089. Incredible. Yeah.
The things
Washoe Valley, absolutely beautiful. This is we're going to go through the sky deck. You'll be able to stretch out on the sky deck on Avalon Waterways as you sail through the Washoe Valley, past the vineyards, the castles, the charming villages, and on your way to Sternstein. This is an absolutely beautiful picture that, you know, needs to be taken.
Yeah, it doesn't do it justice, but it's absolutely stunning.
Absolutely. Yeah. And as I said, Durstein Castle, you know, it's a guided walk tour of legendary tale of King Richard, the Lionheart, who was imprisoned in the castle during the Crusades, or join a guided hiking up the castle ruins to take the spectacular view of the village, the Danube, or the Washoe Valley. So you have 2 options here for this day. You can Durstein. So you can, again, you can take the guided walking tour to go and visit the castle, or you can go and go up the Washoe Valley, and you'll be able to go up and then take the picture coming down.
Oh, goodness.
So those are a couple of the excursions that are included as well. Vienna, Again, beautiful, and you're going to spend free time strolling in the pedestrian. I'm going to try and pronounce this one. Excuse me. Carnestres. I tried to listen to it last night. So Carnestres, the most famous shopping avenue in central Vienna. You're going to take a bike ride through the city and stop in a local cafe to enjoy a Stastort or an Apfelstrudel.
Oh, nice.
So again, there's the little taste of make a destination as well, which we include as well. We call them our little favorites, our little surprise and delights.
Yes, and that rich chocolate of that cake is just phenomenal. That
absolutely
German chocolate, you can taste the difference.
Yes, and Apfelstrudel as well. I mean, unbelievable. I'll tell you, when I did the cooking tour in Vienna when I was on my tour as well. And we made schnitzel, potato salad, and strudel. And my mom always made strudel. She's from England, and she always made strudel. And I hadn't had strudel since she passed. And when I walked in and went, oh my God, I'm going to learn how to make strudel. It was like
exciting. Yeah.
It was just a wonderful experience. Have I made it since I've been home? No, but strudel's not easy to make. No. It's not easy. But again, it's just like experience. A lot of us come from European history, right? So yeah, you were saying about your dad, my mom, right? So, and then tonight we're going to overdock in Vienna.
Okay.
We're going to, this is Imperial Palace, and we're going to explore the Habsburg Empire with a morning guided tour of Vienna's glided landmarks. You're going to see the Imperial Palace. So this is a classic tour, the winter residence of the Imperial family, the iconic Vienna Opera House, and stunning St. Stephen's Cathedral. The Imperial Palace is a former principal imperial palace of the Habsburg dynasty rulers, and today serves as the official residence and workplace as the president of Austria.
Okay. Wow.
So just some little notes I wanted to share with you as well. And then we have our Vienna Opera House. In the last year of World War II, the Vienna State Opera nearly destroyed during an Allied bombing raid intended for another target. Only the front section of the main stairways remained intact. The stage and the auditorium, however, were completely destroyed. And looking at the front of the building from the ring road, you can only see the original structure and has been preserved since 1869. So that's pretty amazing.
Yes, yes. And they did such a great job rebuilding it too.
Oh, absolutely. It's incredible.
Yeah, because it looks, they kept to the right scale. They did everything the way that it was. And that's really great.
Exactly. And another visit we're going to have is at St. Stephen's Cathedral. This is the mother church of the Roman Catholic Archdiocese of Vienna and the seat of the Archbishop of Vienna.
Yes. And that roof is just stunning. My goodness. Is that stained glass that you would be able to?
Yes, it looks like it, isn't it?
It does look like it. Wow. Amazing.
And what amazes me is whenever you travel, Kathleen, like you can see the color difference for, you could see lighter beige versus the darker. The darker is obviously needs to be clean, but it's amazing how every time I travel, I always see workers cleaning the buildings.
Yes. Yeah, they really keep them up very well.
Absolutely. Yeah. And of course, an optional excursion to Schönbrunn Palace. This is a guided optional excursion. It's the summer home of Habsburg monarchy. And Schönbrunn Palace was the main summer residence of Habsburg rulers. It has 1,441 room palace, is one of the most important architectural, cultural, and historic monuments in the country. So this is an absolutely must-see site as well. Then we have another optional excursion you can do. Enjoy the evening, an unforgettable musical performance with an optical excursion to attend the Royal Waltz concert in an elegant hall. Enjoy a spell-binding evening of classical works by Mozart, Johann Strauss, performed brilliantly by the professional salon orchestra at Alt Wien musicians, and is the European's prettiest venue. So that's another optional excursion you can take as well, and that would be in the evening.
Yeah, stunning. The chandeliers are gorgeous. The gold, goodness. Could spend a long time in there.
I know. And then day 6,
Mhm.
Henneberg, Austria. We're really going to enjoy some free time here, village, to enjoy Henneberg, or you can take a guided optional excursion to discover the natural beauties of the area. And then during lunchtime, we're going to enjoy a short cruise to Bratislava, and we're going to overnight in Budapest. So, of course, the Bratislava, the old town that we were speaking about, you can take a guided city walking tour, including the quaint streets of the old town. Bratislava is actually the capital of Slovakia. And it sits along the Danube River by the border with Austria and Hungary. It surrounds by vineyards and little Carpathian mountains, crisscrossed with forests, hiking, and cycling trails. The pedestrian-only 18th century old town is known for its lively bars and cafes, and it's perched atop a hill, and it was reconstructed. Bratislava Castle overlooks the old town and Danube. St. Martin's Cathedral. This is the site of the royal coronation of St. Martin Cathedral. Between 1563 and 1830, St. Martin served as a coronation church for the Hungarian kings and their consorts. Marked off to the day, the 300-kilogram guided replica of the Hungarian royal crown perched on the top of the cathedral, 85 meters tall neo-Gothic tower. 10 kings, 1 queen, 7 royal wives from the Habsburg dynasty were crowned in St. Martin's Cathedral.
Oh, goodness. Beautiful.
So this is all the history that you're going to learn. And then day 7, we're in Budapest, Hungary, and you're going to enjoy a guided sightseeing. You can include the iconic Hero Square, and then overnight, we're going to dock in Budapest. Of course, as I mentioned, Hero Square, this is the Millennium Monument of Hero Square, and it's dedicated to the outstanding Hungarian statesmen, kings, and heroes who tried to make Hungary a better place and thriving independent country. The high column in the middle is the middle of the monument, topped by a statue of the Archangel Gabriel with the symbols of the Hungarian kingdom in the hands of the Hungarian Holy Crown, Apostolic double cross.
Isn't that interesting?
And then, of course, we have our Parliament buildings in Budapest. The Parliament buildings is visible from almost every point on the Danube, as it's located directly on the bank of the river on the Pest side, because, of course, you've got the Budapest side and you've got the Pest side, right?
Right.
Is one of the, what's that?
Right, yes, I agree.
Yes, yeah. And it's one of the most popular tourist destinations. It's a site you can't miss when visiting Budapest. And it's beautiful at night. It lights up. It's absolutely gorgeous as well. So during the day, at night, it's a beautiful, beautiful building. Of course, we have our chain bridge as well, really taking the beauty of Budapest while enjoying free time. You can explore the sites and the famous chain bridge as well. The chain bridge was first permanent stone bridge connecting Pest to Buda. And only the second permanent crossing on the whole length of the river Danube. So that's really interesting. It is one of the symbolic buildings of Budapest, the most widely known bridge in the Hungarian capital.
And it was built quite a while ago as well, wasn't it?
Yes, that's correct.
A marvel of its time. Yeah.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then, of course, we're going to enjoy an evening in Budapest at night with cafes, pubs, nightlife. It's an absolutely wonderful experience. And then day 8 in Budapest, you really get to enjoy some free time and enjoy. You can go enjoy the famed thermal baths with over a dozen thermal bath locations in the city. Budapest really thrives on spa culture. And for good reason, Roman settlers discovered that the waters were rich in dissolved minerals and could be used for relaxation and medical purposes as well. So actually, when I was doing this presentation, I didn't know that there was like over 100 baths. So that was, or over, it's a dozen baths. It was interesting to me. So I had not been on this side yet. And then we're going to overnight cruise to Melks.
Okay, nice.
And then day 9, you're going to enjoy a morning site guiding tour, the quiet Danube of the harbor town with its historical memorial parks, statues, distinctive churches, and then we're going to enjoy a overnight cruise to Eok. But just again, couple of sites that you can go visit. You could take a guided tour of nearby Pécs to see the 4th century Christian underground tombs. This is actually a UNESCO World Heritage Site with fascinating murals.
And is someone like an old president or somebody buried there, or what is that? Do you happen to know, or
no, I didn't get that information yet.
I was just curious. Okay.
Yeah, no, I did. No, I did not get that.
Maybe one of my readers know, and they can kind of comment below.
Yeah, there you go.
Yes, thank you. Amazing.
And then, of course, into Eok, you're going to enjoy a guided tour. It's a 1,000-year-old wine-making tradition, striving in its medieval fortress, protected by the Croatian cultural heritage. You can see all the wineries, right?
Yeah, beautiful.
It's just, you know what? Every city is different, isn't it?
It is. Yes, yeah. And I love the walled areas. Those are something. And then the trees are so close to it. And oh my goodness, there's always something new to look at. Like every time you look at something, it pulls out something else that you hadn't noticed before. So that's why you need to go back and visit it many times.
And you know what? Every time you go, there'll be something new, right?
Yeah, so, absolutely.
Yes. And then tonight we're going to overnight cruise to Belgrade. Okay. But again, just some sites that we'll go visit is you're going to join a guided tour of Novi Sad. This is the second largest town in Serbia. And you're going to admire its Austro-Hungarian old town with its Baroque buildings and ancient fortifications. And then day 11, our cruise is almost over. We're going to join a guided sightseeing tour of Belgrade, where the Danube and the Sava rivers converge. And then we're going to overnight cruise to Galibak. But while we're in Belgrade, just a couple of sites we can see as well is the Church of Saint Sava. This is a fascinating site. It includes the Saint Sava, one of the world's largest Orthodox churches, and it ranks amongst the largest churches in the world.
That's something. And like you're saying, how they're always cleaning and taking care of it, like that's been around for a long time. And yet it's beautiful. Like it's so white and clean. I love it.
It's gorgeous.
Yes, beautiful.
And then this evening, you might want to join an optional excursion for an authentic Bohemian dinner in the quarter of Skadaldia.
And I love the cobblestone walkway. That's beautiful roads.
Absolutely.
Beautiful.
Day 12, this is where we're going to visit the fortress of Galibak, one of the best preserved medieval fortresses in Europe. And you'll hear all about the history as border control defense in the Middle Ages and source of conflict between Serbia, the Habsburg monarchy, and the Ottoman Empire. And then, of course, enjoy a brief sailing to Donji Milanovac. And then we're going to overnight cruise to Vidin. But while we're still here, we are going to, of course, join a guided tour of Lempenski Vir. This is actually an important Mesolithic or architecture site chronicling prehistoric cultures, settlements, and art. Marvel at the ancient discoveries, the artifacts, as well as the unique views of sight afford of the Danube Gorge.
Isn't that something? My goodness.
And then speaking about the gorge, we're going to sail through the spectacular and narrow iron gates of the gorge, and which is the natural border between Serbia and Romania. And then in Vidin, we're going to have, which is one of the oldest cities in Bulgaria, with a rich history that began in the first century, and then we're going to overnight and afternoon cruise to Ruse.
Wow. And I love that all of these things that you're mentioning are all included as well.
Yes.
That's such a great added value, because you don't want to go to those places and get off your riverboat, look around and go, okay, that's pretty. What am I going to do now? I have to keep shelling out money. So they're all included. And I love that about
Absolutely. Yes. Absolutely. And that's what I found was really interesting. I've sailed a few ocean cruises, and it's like, I don't know what to do today.
Yeah.
What am I going to do today?
Yes.
Whereas it's included. I'm just going to
Mhm.
join a group and go, right?
Yeah,
Like, and the nice
absolutely.
thing about it is, Kathleen, if you and I are on a cruise, if you want to go do one excursion, I come back and do the other, we can just talk about it over lunch and just tell and share pictures and
Mhm.
right.
A
So
lifetime of memories just to talk about. Yeah.
absolutely. There is a excursion. There is every client is different, and we know
Mhm.
that, right? So
Mhm.
there's something for everybody.
Yes, 100%.
Absolutely.
Yeah. All
And then
interests, all skill levels, not skill, but like active levels, and it's all included. Yeah. Sorry, interrupt.
exactly. No,
Yes.
no, exactly.
Yeah.
So here we're going to join a guided sightseeing in Vidin, followed by a guided tour of Belgradchik.
Mm.
And this is where the marvel at the remarkable rock foundations, as you can see, on the western slopes of Balkan Mountains, sculptured by 200 million years of natural elements.
Oh, goodness. Wow. So no one has carved that out. That's not sculpted. That's just
No,
the way that it's been created by.
yes,
Wow. Amazing.
unbelievable.
Mm-hmm.
And it's obviously so different when you're there, right?
Yes.
You're awe now, but when you're there, you
Yeah.
become part of the destination,
Yeah,
right?
the walkway up, just be immersed and just stand and look in awe at the beauty. My goodness.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Would almost be overwhelming, to be honest, to kind of go like, look at what I'm surrounded in. It's just stunning.
Yeah, and but the great thing as well is you've got these pictures, and
Mm-hmm.
that's where the Avalon app comes in.
Mm-hmm.
So you can say Belgrade today, take your pictures, write a little script or something, and then you know that that's what you saw in Belgrade.
Yes.
It actually keeps a journal as well on those
Mm-hmm.
apps with all your pictures.
Oh, that's a
So
scrapbooker's delight.
yes, exactly, exactly. So here on day 14,
Mm-hmm.
this is also Rose is one of the largest cities in Bulgaria.
Mm-hmm.
And it's the biggest city in the country of the bank on the Danube River, and has the largest variety of culture and historical places and construction with are included in the UNESCO World Heritage List.
Mm-hmm. Stunning.
And then we're going to overnight cruise to Constanta.
Mm-hmm.
But just before we do that, we're going to join a full guided tour of the former Bulgarian capital, with the ancient stone house clinging to the cliffs above the Yanta River. Discover the oldest towns in Bulgaria, circa 4300 BC, as well as the Bulgarian revival architecture from the 15th century town of Abanasi.
Stunning.
And then, unfortunately, we're disembarking in Bucharest here. We've had a wonderful cruise. But there's always extensions that you can do as well. But we are spending one night here.
Okay.
So in Bucharest, we're going to do the Arc de Triomphe, and you're going to have actually, let me phrase it. It does say the Arc of the Triomphe, but it's the Bucharest Arc of Triumph. So if you take a guided tour of Romania capital in Bucharest, and a 3-line boulevard of the Arc de Triomphe, honoring the World War I Romanian soldiers.
Okay. And just something funny in this picture that I'm sort of chuckling at is you've got this beautiful old historic arc, and then I see an ice cream truck.
I just saw that as well, funny enough.
Yeah, that's
for those hot days,
world.
right?
Yeah, it's amazing. It just made me chuckle. So goodness, it's beautiful.
That's funny. I just noticed it as well when you said that.
Yeah.
And then we're also going to see the Royal Square, and this is the scene of the city's 1989 riots that overthrow the communist dictator Nicolae Ceausescu. So again, must-see site as well.
Mm-hmm.
And that's our cruise.
Wow, that is stunning. My goodness, thank you for putting all that together and for pronouncing all those names.
Well, thank you.
I felt bad. I'm like, you did so well.
Oh, thank you. I tried. I had my little phone trying to help me out last night. But also, you can take this itinerary. You can also add a 2-night in Berlin, and a 2-night in Prague, and a 2-night in Transylvania. Okay. So we have our cruise, which we just spoke about, but you can add on for pre and post as well.
And that's the beauty of Avalon being, part of the Globus family, because Globus has been doing the land tours for so long, and you've got them just down
Exactly.
to a science. So adding on is such a good seamless thing to do. So that's amazing. Thank you. Well, thank
My
you so
pleasure.
much for putting that together. I cannot thank you enough. I hope everybody has a great week, and we'll see you all next week. Goodbye, everybody.
Bye, everyone. Thank you.
Thank you so much for watching this week's cruise chat with Avalon. It was so great to see that itinerary. It's a 16-day itinerary. And even if you've been to some of those ports before, sometimes it's really great to go back because you're going to be seeing something new every single time you go. And I just love that all the shore excursions are included. I think that's such a great value. And it's just phenomenal. Their active and discovering cruises are just amazing to go and see. Next week, I'm going to be meeting with Lori, and Lori is from Seabourn, and we are going to be going over a very special itinerary. This is an itinerary that is going to be going in July of this year, so July 2023, and I'm going on this cruise, so I really want to learn all about it as well. So we are going to be departing from Copenhagen, Denmark. We're going to be going over to Sweden and then heading over to Western Iceland, which I think is just the great highlight. And we're going to be stopping in Reykjavik. So it's going to be amazing. So we're just going to, start and end in a different port. So that's perfect if you wanted to do it back to back, or you wanted to stay over in Iceland and just explore a little bit as well. So that's super. I'm really looking forward to it. And my understanding is Lori is going to be giving us some extra incentive to be going on that cruise and to book. So there's going to be a phenomenal amount of onboard credit. So I cannot wait to share with you guys all about it. Make sure you subscribe to my channel so that you can join in and see it. So we'll see you guys next week. Goodbye, everybody.